They still haven't told me that you're live.
Very, very shortly, we will be live. I don't know why it's not showing me, but I think we are.
Oh, it's coming
Here's
on
my
now.
hair.
Also took advantage of tax breaks that she used.
Oh, shut up. Get out of here.
What's going on?
Out of here.
Ah.
There we are. We're on. Okay. I don't know what all that is, but it's good.
Okay. So who do we have? We have
9 people.
Justine Serra, Mr. Doggy Dog,
I
Spin
have-
Dallas.
I have
Just
her in
wait,
my
give me a minute.
Smile.
Carson Thorpe,
Carson. Where
Anita
am I?
Flanagan, good to see ya.
Nighthawks.
Okay. That band
Sure.
was so good.
So good.
That other band we saw there was really
Very
good
good.
too.
And there's going to be another pair of good bands at this place we go to called Racers Cafe here in Parkville,
Hey, Falkor.
just about a mile south of us. And
We
like
had a
12
meet and
blocks.
greet there
we've had a meet and greet
2
there.
times.
We've been going there for a long, long time. When the Ravens won the Super Bowl last, we would go there on Sundays, that playoff season that led to their Super Bowl. Of course, they had to win wild card to stay alive. They did. And that was the year Ray Lewis retired, and he wanted one more Super Bowl. And somehow he willed it to happen, where we were
Hey, Maria G.
meeting at the Racers Cafe at their old location. They basically owned several city tenements wide,
Storefronts.
and eventually moved the bar to a unit a couple of spaces south of the original location, which is now where you go to buy food or wine, a little beer wine kind of place that is connected to
Bobby the Desert Walker.
other place, which
Maria
has
G.
20 different microbrews on tap at all times. Weekdays they got 3 for special.
Jimmy Rick, hello.
3 drafts for like 7, I think, or something like that. It's changed.
Well,
price, of
good
course.
for you. The lemon's good, but grapefruit's my favorite. But Rick drinks the lemon.
I like the
Sometimes I'll
lemon.
make lemon drops out of it. Jimmy Rick got a bottle as a
Oh, he
gift
did.
of the
Oh,
lemon,
right. We
yeah.
got a lot of
Oopsie,
people. Well,
oopsie.
let's hold our glasses up
Shay Lee,
together.
hello there.
Cheers, everybody. Cheers, honey.
Love you, baby.
Love you. We will get by. If you didn't know, we had a little trouble. This Hurricane Milton really kicked us in the ass. I put photos of the damage to our mobile home. We just inherited it, of course, because, you know, just lost my mother end of August. And, of course, this is when the storm comes. She never had this happen to her, although she survived a
Put it
tornado.
on an angle. You can look inside the mobile from the roof.
So it was open.
Is it showing up?
Not really. Move up a little bit higher. Yeah. So it was. We were able to see from inside. You could look up and see the sky. In the room that was the spare bedroom / office, where I recorded all of the speaking part of the After Hours series, where I would give the blow by blow on camera. That's where I videoed all that. Like I said, it was our office. It was a spare bedroom. We had several people who visited us, and that was the bedroom. And then like a little area that's just inside of the front door, which is like a little lounge area, a couple of
We're
chairs.
hoping the damage isn't any further than
I
that.
hope it isn't any further.
'Cause we
My
have
mother just had paid to have a new membrane roof over the entire mobile home and the front addition, which created the extra bedroom and the little lounge area. It was a front porch. And if you have a front porch that is underneath of an overhang in your front of your house, there's some kind of a ceiling
John
on
C.,
the underside
hello
of
there.
that overhang. And
I think I said
ours
hello to Loopsy, but just in case I didn't.
you could see it
Looks
because
like I got a little knot
it
on my head
flipped
right
up the, oh, it's because you're barrette.
I know, but it looks like I got a...
So you were able to see the underside of this green and white old metal aluminum material that was used to cover
Nancy
the underside.
Santa Maria, hello there.
So whatever, life is hard. We're certainly
Yeah, it is.
fine
It's a mess, Shaylee.
physically. We were not even in Florida. In terms of the area where we live, I don't think there were any kind of fatalities. Thank God people listened and they got out and they evacuated.
I don't know, Jimmy Rick wanted to know, could that have been from a touchdown over a tornado?
Well,
We haven't heard
don't
anything
know.
about that, but apparently there's 4 units in the park
That
who
had
had
been
roof
damaged
problems.
like this. The one, it was a single wide, and the guy who did the work for us to repaint the shutters, and then he did the living room floor. The unit he was about to settle on, the storm came and it
Patrick
canceled their settlement. So they never sat and had closing.
That's true, Shaylee.
And now he doesn't know if he wants to buy it because
Of
the
the
roof has
damage.
been severely damaged.
The president of the park, his whole
His
roof
whole
came
roof. Only thing left was some of the metal that was supporting the roof.
Hey, Miss Glow.
Ours is just the very front of the mobile, like not even a third. So hopefully that is not too much to cause a total loss and we can get it fixed. We're at the mercy of the insurance. We'll have to see what happens. It's not going to happen quickly.
No, we filed a claim today. It'll take up to 3 days for an adjuster to call.
So we do have Patrick Nicolucci on here, and I did want to say, and he's saying it now, and I will be, of course, trying to promote this for the
Hey,
next
Justin
week.
DeBro.
And I have
Mary
told you
Ann.
about this in advance. Next Friday, the 18th, we broadcast live from the rehearsal studios of Madhouse, an Ozzy tribute. Again, we bring them to you live for next week's show. Live music with Madhouse, the music of Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath on the Rick Serra channel, starting at 7, same time. So we hope that you'll join. Hope you'll let friends know who enjoyed seeing our friends Madhouse before, and anybody who loves to see live music, take advantage of the treat on the Rick Serra channel next Friday. And like I said, there'll be more posted on the different Rick Serra social media platforms, and Rick Serra appreciates any promotion assistance by you. Let's have a good audience for
Shaylee, I
Madhouse.
saw a water spout. We were at Fork in the Florida Keys. Jen was about 12. So that was over 30 years ago.
So-
and it was so cool out on the water, but I'm glad it didn't come on shore.
So Megadeth, Gigantor's
Hey, Mega.
mother is in hospital. He just came back from visiting Mom. I hope she's doing okay. Any quick little summary you'd like to give Mega, other than just send prayers to Mega's mom?
Do you know how to say this?
What's that? Where? Lollipop. Lollipop, lollipop. Somebody spelled lollipop differently. Hello, Lollipop. Welcome to the Cocktail Hour with Rick.
Jackie who? Hello.
Jackie who? Yes, you were here. Who are you? I
Hoping
don't
to
know.
be back in
Long
Arizona
Duck
by next
Dong.
fall.
Did your mean neighbor's house get... No,
No.
not anything. Totally untouched. And right next
Thanks,
to his
Patrick.
unit, ours gets damaged.
And right across the street, it didn't look like there was any damage.
I don't know why, but that's the way it goes, you know. It's a surprise because the roof was just redone. A company came in, they put a membrane roof over top of the entire double-wide mobile home last spring. and it wasn't cheap. It was up near $8,000 or $10,000 for the job.
Yeah.
And well, this is how effective it was in terms of adding any resiliency.
Well,
It failed.
they did have 150 mile an hour
Well,
winds.
it didn't have 150 inland, but they had
Over
at
100.
St. Pete over 100. So you could extrapolate that somewhere in the near 100-mile-an-hour speed the winds were achieving in our park. Nobody stayed behind in our park. We did have the neighbor of our friends who lived behind us and just out of the community on a regular street. Guy there did stay in his home. Their homes are okay.
Well,
was
our
bad
friends
wind and
had
rain.
their fence
Got damaged quite a bit.
damaged, and they had a real heavy-duty gazebo up. It's no longer up.
It's on its
It's in
side.
their yard.
It was one of these metal gazebos that you have to totally assemble one piece at a time, and it was beautiful.
I have something serious.
Uh-oh.
Okay. From Shaylee. Can we send some love to a Rick fan and regular Discord member, William?
Yes.
His mother is probably being switched off of life support.
Oh,
soon.
William, I'm so sorry. I'm not sure if you're watching, but God bless you and your family. Have mercy on your mother's spirit, Lord, and take her to your bosom.
We're definitely feeling for you and praying, William.
Comfort
Thank you.
William and his family and all who loved her. Please, and if you would join me in sending your prayers and love along to William, I'm sure he would greatly appreciate it. And Shaylee, please remind William if he would send us an email to rick.adr@aol.com. I'd be happy to put a notice on the community page of the channel to ask for prayers for his mother and prayers for him and his family.
And on a
I
lighter
kind of
side,
know how that feels, William. We just lived through this. Although it was not turning off a switch, but it was allowing nature and God to take my mother. So,
now, something on the lighter note.
okay, lighter note, what?
Jimmy liked the lemon vodka. He mixed it with mango juice. And lots
Oh,
of
yeah.
ice. Good.
Yeah, mango's a nice
That's true,
flavor
Miss
that
Flo.
can mix with other
Air,
things.
air home protected, air neighbors.
Yeah, that is right. That is what we did. We care about others so much, we sacrificed our mobile to protect Jeff and his mobile. Wasn't that nice of you?
Oh, gross. I'm
What?
so sorry.
The cat of 12 years?
Yeah,
Oh
it's
no,
okay.
your baby.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry
Gross.
too. We
That's
just
a child. I understand that.
we just got confirmation. Our little
that is
baby
pretty
Bo is now 14. We've been thinking 13, but he's really 14. And then we found out also our friend's M&G's fur baby is
One of 'em.
17.
They
His
have a
name is Buddy. He's,
partly Chihuahua, part Chihuahua and something
he's a
else.
Chihuahua and a pug or
I
something
think
like that.
so.
And that may or may not be anything coming. Maybe we'll have a guest come through the door. I don't know. But get up in that window and see what's going on, Bo. Get
Hey,
up there.
boy, quitter. Hello there.
Get up in that window and scare them. So we have a
Hey,
sofa,
ponytail.
a sofa table. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's a table you can put behind the sofa.
Hey, Dan Aykroyd.
And we put it in the window, the front of the triple window on the front porch. And that is where we put a little rug and a bed for Bo.
Okay, Bo.
Bo.
You're going to make me good. Look. Dan Aykroyd.
Dan, thank you so much.
you
What's up,
gotta
Rick? If
read
you
it.
can guess a number between 1 and 3, I will pay you
Pay for you
to move into a mansion.
in Florida. Do you know the number?
I'm going to say 2.
Yay!
Is
you
it
win.
2?
Well, it has to be. It's the only number between 1
Well,
and
no,
3.
it could be, he didn't say it was a whole number. It could be 2.25. It could be 1.75. You know, it's between 1 and 3. 1.33.
Jackie, whose little Yorkie, is 14 also.
14. Aw. Those little doggies, they do live a longer life. We've heard this many times, and unfortunately, the
Jimmy
big
Rick
dogs
said
don't.
the Saturday Night Live movie was good. Well, he stopped barking. I was going to go see what he was barking at.
So there is a movie, a Saturday Night Live movie.
Yes, apparently.
I know there's, of course, the show.
JPO Enterprise.
I think the show is
Oh,
50
their
years, almost
puppy
50
is
years.
13. It's-
13.
They had their 50th anniversary, I think, last week.
Okay. Tell those ants to stop.
Fucking on the back fence.
I don't know why they do that. They think it's a kind of a sexy place to go hang out
Oh,
with the
no,
other
you were
insects.
wrong. That was the number.
What?
2.7657.
Oh, look at Dan.
787-644-67.
Dan, I knew you were going to do that because that is too expensive of a gift to give away a mansion. I'd be happy if you could take a little bit of your billions and just help us get our roof repaired, Dan. That's, you know, I don't want
I
that
like that,
much.
Mega.
We are happy with our humble little home. We just wish the roof was intact. So, of course, I'm not really expecting you to do that, Dan Aykroyd. You know, it's very generous to even think someone would do something like that. But we have some money and we have insurance, and we hope eventually we'll get all that taken care of. But it's not going to be quick because we're not the only one. There are so many damaged homes, businesses. The Tropicana
Good
Stadium
excuse, Dan.
lost its cover. It's a dome stadium. You know, it's lost its covering completely.
Don't know, Justin.
Terrible. So
We were
now
really
if it rains, you
lucky.
get wet.
That Jen knew
This, yes.
in the area that just moved down there. And he was able to help us and cover it with a
Right.
tarp and get
Not
it
just
down
cover
there.
it. He got tarps that were large enough to do the job. He had to look around to find them. That was quite a trouble because everybody was sold out of tarps. He
And
also
delivery down there is so slow now because
now
No.
he also got a hold of tie-down screws that have a rubber bushing under the head to hold the tarp down and attach it into the structure.
Joe Newwire, we did. If it hadn't been for Jen,
Yes,
we would not have seen
yes.
the Northern Lights. Let me see. Oh, here it is. Which one of those do you think is the best?
That's
that
one there. Yeah, this was a great picture, folks. Look at this. This was from Jen's front yard, looking towards the other side of the street where we live.
There you go.
Tilted so the top is pointing down more. That doesn't help.
No,
Tilted
but that
up.
way it does. You can sort of see it.
There, try it now.
I am. But it's still a glare if I go
Okay.
forward.
Yeah, turn it at an angle. So, Maryland obviously was ideal for being able to see this activity, some kind of coronal mass ejection, or maybe nothing so spectacular, but energy from the sun came out. Apparently, it was detected Tuesday, and here we are. It was yesterday evening when we got these photos, and then found out that a lot of other people saw this and posted it. Actually, it was Wednesday and Thursday.
Oh,
Now, I don't know if it's going to happen again tonight.
well, we missed it if it is.
If it is, you could take a peek outside and see. Maybe turn off the patio.
Well, let me look first.
Yeah. It's hard to detect at times. It's very faint. It would be like just a little bit of a purple tinge in the sky. No?
And it's really cool here.
Yeah, but and
We
we're
put the heat on. I put the heat on.
Darlene put the heat on. I took my afternoon nap to come back down and find, oh, it's toasty down here. It was still chilly upstairs. The heating and the cooling doesn't work very well on the second floor. We have to supplement heat and cooling up there. Oh well. We will be moving down to the main level of the house in the next couple of months.
I don't know, Mega. That would be Kylie, our granddaughter. We want to know if they would know how to remove a blackhead on your eyelid without surgery.
Huh?
Have you put heat on it? As much heat as really warm.
Warm cloth compress on your eye and just keep repeating. Run it out in the sink, get it warmed up again, squeeze out the water, put it back on.
Hey Valerie, how are you doing?
Because what you need is something to cause it to open up. With it being an eyelid, I wouldn't try to put any kind of a salve on it. You might find that you get some in your eye and it might be irritating to the eye. But just a warm compress and hopefully that will open up the sucker. But if it doesn't and it needs to be removed, you need to go to see a doctor.
I don't think they have to do a surgery, but they should be able to.
No, but it should be at least an outpatient procedure done in an office by somebody who doesn't have shaking hands.
Oh, it's true. It is now 62 degrees here. Ooh.
But this morning it was down to 44. 44.
It was so cold in here.
It was, by the time it was like 11:30, it was starting to feel nice outside.
Hey,
it still
fuck the tube.
felt like a refrigerator in our brick home.
Don't think so, fuck you.
You know, homes that are built of masonry, they get hot and stay hot when it's hot outside and the sun beating down. And they do the same thing when it's chilly. They stay chilly. It's like living in a frickin' castle. Isn't it? Hey, Harbor. Welcome.
Wait a minute.
Yes? Fuck you, Tube. I think that Darlene is hot. Rick, how about a menage a trois? Are you female or male? If you're female...
The answer's no.
Yes.
Regardless.
If you're male, no. Oh, we
Thank
got a
you,
tip.
Carson.
Thank you.
That will
Carson,
help.
the Rough Roof Fund. Oh, boy. Just send us shingles. Yeah.
We can't use shingles.
No, it's a metal roof, metal flat roof. Not exactly the best type of roof to get because it's flat. Irregardless.
But I said the answer's no. Doesn't make a difference. Male, female.
So, Harbor, are you someone that we've had here before? If not, if you're new, you know, we do give away a
Fuck
free
YouTube is
gift.
a young viral man.
Viral man, all right, or viral, or whatever. My wife and I are not viral anymore.
Hey,
you may want to
Alex
find
Raft.
some more attractive younger sex partners. Like, hey, are you in Australia? There's somebody I know named Shay Lee and her husband, boyfriend Damien. They're like married but not married. They're horny.
They're a couple for many, many years.
They're a couple.
That's all you need to do.
They're very horny people, so you may want to contact them and set up a menage a trois. Right, Shay Lee? Would you like that?
I don't
Would you like some more new venison to try out? She's got to shoot me because there it is, right in the weak spot, the head.
Oh, and that was a soft dart.
It was a soft dart.
I know where to hit now.
Yes, knows
when
how.
You're not being good.
Squeezes the blackhead on Shaylee's next KFC bucket order. Ew, man. Ew.
Harbor is not new.
A viral is
They
a
visit from time
frozen
to time, and also on Discord.
tornado. Shaylee is not turning red. She is a partner in life with Mr. D Pants, but they don't laugh at each other when they're naked. I don't think they laugh.
Hey, Mr. D Pants.
Mr. D Pants, speak of the devil.
Surf
the
check
devil.
and coffee. Trick Runner 48.
Rick's erotica. Well, you know, there is none right now, and it did have a moment. But it was, otherwise programmed by someone else. But there has been some discussion about maybe something happening in the future where I maybe would start to use Patreon so that I could be disgusting
You
and
are
not have to worry
disgusting.
about copyright or other
I hate
violations.
erotica. I hate
I know you
it.
did. Well, because those were so rancid. We won't pick the same kind of
Bullshit.
stories.
Bullshit.
No more gay scat play.
Oh, don't.
But we
Ted,
might have some right? Am I froze?
no, you're not froze.
I'm froze.
You froze. Look, mine's moving.
I'm froze. Hello? I don't know what's going on. But we're froze. Oh, there we go. So we were froze, people.
The audio was working. Thank you,
I
John
don't know
C.
why it froze. But we froze. So there is a
Hey, Felix
moment
Unger.
in frozen time. I have Do Not Disturb on.
I bet you really shocked him. Fuck
I
you.
believe everything is on. The Wi-Fi is working. I don't know what happened. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties sometimes occur. So we're inside because, like Darlene said, it's been chilly.
It's
and
really
we
cold.
didn't know how chilly it was going to be outside. And we didn't have any success the last time we tried to fire up the fireplace on the patio.
I thought it fired up the last
It didn't
time.
fire up.
No.
I had a request to turn it on, and we tried, and it just wouldn't light. So it was like maybe the gas tank was out of
Empty.
fuel, but I had switched it to a full tank and hardly used it since. Unless a valve was left open somehow and it leaked. Alrighty, so what's up? They're making a Y2K movie. It looks like Maximum Overdrive. The computers take over and everything electronic starts killing people. Looks very good. It sounds like some story that has been familiar about, machines taking over.
Terminator for one.
Yeah, right.
But there
Terminator
was
series.
also a couple other ones. I always
Yeah.
like them though.
Those post-apocalyptic storylines, they always seem to be similar, though,
Well,
a little bit
a
similar.
lot of storylines
Like
too.
all of a sudden, no electrical equipment works. You can't create electricity. I mean, freaking Franklin could do it with a kite and a key.
Well, thank
and
you, Shaylee.
and all of a sudden-
Cheers to you.
Here's the
She's
Shaylee.
drinking wine at 10:27 a.m. Your coffee's coming.
Cheers. Yes, who needs coffee when you have wine? What type of wine do you enjoy, Shaylee? Is it a
Hey,
good
cigarette.
time for a?
How are you doing?
Is it a white, a semi-sweet? Is it a Merlot morning?
No, Felix,
kind
he's
of
not
wine?
doing it in the nude.
Who?
Do the show in the nude if you're on Patreon.
I mean, I could do the show in the nude on Patreon, but I
you
wouldn't
don't
have
see
any
from here
patrons.
up.
I wouldn't have any patrons.
You wouldn't see the bottom part.
If you did see the bottom part, you wouldn't tune in very long. You'd go, oh my God, that's so
Okay.
tiny.
Here, Terminator Rick.
Terminator Rick.
A man goes back in time to dodge Durfnarts and save humanity and read erotica on a podcast.
There you go. I think I'm familiar with that plot line.
Cheers, Bobby.
Yes, I didn't mind doing that. I pretty open-minded to do things that others wouldn't because they would automatically assume it would bring personal embarrassment.
He cannot be embarrassed.
I have trouble with that nerve function. What is embarrassment? Worrying about what others think about you, is that ultimately what embarrassment is? I don't care. So how can I be embarrassed?
You know I have problems speaking spin.
Speaking spin, Oh, just speaking. Spin. Gotcha. I thought you were. I thought you were saying something smart. Ow! 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 So we had some Asian food earlier today.
It's called Chinese food.
It's called Chinese and sushi, whatever. That doesn't sound like Chinese. The sushi sounds like Japanese. So it's Asian, collectively. Formerly known as Oriental before it was decided that was disrespectful.
Oh, it's
So
long
Asian
ago.
is much more respectful because, whatever. I thought that the whole word Oriental was like the mystery of the Orient, that kind of a vibe, that it was so special, that it was a unique and quite
Jimmy Rick, I would have just
scintillating
thrown them away and got a
thing
new
to
pair.
experience, but no, we can't say things. We can't say Aunt Jemima anymore. We have to just say pancake syrup. You can't say Aunt Jemima. And the family, who were the offspring of the original, where the name came from, they really weren't happy about the loss of this. So,
Well, she was very successful.
yes, she's highly successful, which was something that, unfortunately, there's stories in history that people didn't accept the fact that African Americans did well and had success, and they took them,
True, Carson.
attacked them a couple different times in history. It's terrible.
Bisquick. Can you still say Bisquick?
I hope you
yeah.
can. And you can use that to make a lot of things,
You can
including
say your mama
pancakes. Your
instead
mama?
of, instead of Aunt Jemima.
It's your mama. Okay, you can say your
Your
mama. Okay, well, there's a few things we can say. That's good. I like to be able to have more choice in the verbiage I use.
Of course, Long Duck Dong.
What about it?
Always thought Aunt Jemima was hot.
Yes, yes. Well, they're better hot, but you can reheat them. You're talking about the pancakes, right?
He was talking about Aunt Jemima.
The character, the little picture that was on the package,
Yes.
I thought that she looked motherly and like
Well, he
loving.
apparently
Yeah.
does not agree with you.
I did not really find Aunt Jemima to be like Raquel Welch. Okay, I'm sorry, didn't do it. Didn't get it. I didn't know this, but
I love it, Carson.
Raquel Welch, the actress, tried out and lost for the part of Mary Ann in the TV show Gilligan's Island. Did you know?
She was too sexy to be
They wanted her, she wanted to get on that show, and then that other actress, who I believe is still alive, and also Ginger, that actress is alive, I think. We got a lot of hot looking ladies that are like around 90 or 90 plus. I mean, it's crazy. Angie Dickinson, 91. I don't know if you know who that is, but she was an actress and was on TV police shows. She was like a police
Male bullshit.
male bullshit, right? Oh, why am I black here? Do you see that?
You are.
I'm
I am
black.
too.
I don't know what's going on
We're
again.
frozen again.
We're frozen again.
Hopefully they can hear us. Rick's going to go touch the screen.
Oh no.
And Long Duck Dong still loves to lick Ms.
Hello?
Butterworth.
So I don't know what the hell is going on tonight. This is the second time.
Yeah, audio is working. So
Audio
that's
is
good.
working, but the picture is frozen. So it isn't the I have plenty of juice. It's being charged, and the audio still works. What the hell are you doing? It's crazy. This is what you get when you talk about Aunt Jemima.
What? Oh, you went.
Okay, there. I got
There
it.
we go.
All right, I got it
Yeah.
again. Why? What did I do? I touched the screen and made it work.
Wow, I don't believe it.
Rick has plenty of juice. Oh yeah. Speaking of juice, let me try some of this. It's a variety I've had
Hey,
for
Patricia
a while,
Lutz.
and it's in an
She's having an
oversized
apple
container.
martini. Very good.
Oh, fat banana. That's what this is called. Fat banana,
Please smell
and
it before you light it.
it had pretty good amount of THC. Does it tell me 26%? All right, you can smell that. Don't like it?
No. But one stuff you had the other day was really good.
One, I had 3 different kinds. The one she liked, the other 2 she thought, ugh, I don't like
They
this.
smell bad.
So we rolled up and shared a doobie.
You never know, Jimmy Rick.
So Darlene, she does eat gummies. And we had to get some gummies because we were out. So in Delaware, we got some THCA, CBD based THC. So it came from CBDs, hemp, not hemps. So hemp derived THC. And I took one of them and got a little euphoric feeling.
You took 2.
Did I take 2?
Yes, you took 2.
Well, I got a little more than a little euphoric feeling. It was very euphoric. Oh, you know what I haven't talked about yet?
What?
The King Crimson series of albums from the 80s, the show called Beat, which captures the music of those 3 albums that had Adrian Belew and Tony Levin with Bill Bruford and Robert Fripp. So I saw the show the other night with my good friend Ed, and
Hey, Muggsy,
we met some
Catazone.
people we knew that were up there that we knew from another stomping ground.
I do,
and,
but I can't remember the product, Muggsy.
Man, they were good. They really were. It's so fun watching Steve Vai interpreting the guitar parts of Robert Fripp
481, lay high.
to watch Tony Levin play bass is always a treat. He also plays Chapman stick, and with playing the bass, he also has this pair of things he puts on his fingers that it was actually an idea of Peter Gabriel's to him. He also tours with Peter Gabriel, if you didn't know that. And he's so good because he's able to twist these fingers around and put together his rhythm.
Alka-Seltzer.
It's crazy playing these long red things smacking onto the bass strings. It's so cool. So, and then coming up in a couple of days, Tuesday next week, I'm going to be seeing another show
Oh, that must have been
reprising
great,
more
Shailene.
King Crimson music from an earlier period in the history of the band, more like 1972, 73.
Wow, you're running out a lot, Jimmy.
They're going to be covering albums
I bet it was,
Lark's
Shailene.
Tongues in Aspic and Starless in Bible Black and maybe some Red.
Who played bass for Anderson, Buford, Wakeman, and Howe in '99? Any idea?
That's a good question because it was not Tony Levin.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think it was Chris Squire. I don't think Squire was in that. So I don't know who they had for that. Does anybody know? Steve Vai told me about the tour in November last year. He said he had something interesting coming up with Tony Levin. I said, King Crimson. He said, I'm not saying yes and I'm not saying no. Well, yeah, they didn't really say much probably at that point in time yet. And, you know, they took a while to develop this set of music. It's actually, they do 2 sets. They break it up and have an intermission. And decide exactly what pieces they wanted to do from those 3 albums, and then if there's anything else they wanted to do. such as the title track to the
Well, we
album.
seem to be having some problems tonight, Miss Glow. She said
Yeah.
the sound seems to keep going in and out.
The sound going in and out, and the pictures going black once in a while. I don't know what's going on.
YouTube didn't pay its bills.
Maybe it's YouTube didn't pay its utility bill. Yes. So I'm going to see this, and the cat who's playing, who is reprising this, was the violinist in the period of time for those albums, David
K1-ish.
Cross. And David Cross was with a couple other good players early, I think about 10, 15 years ago.
Want to refresh?
Low Flying Aircraft, I think was the name of the band. And it was another kind of a Crimson-ish interpretation of a fusion kind of thing. Sure. Freshen me up, baby.
I'll freshen you up.
Thank you, honey. So Sunday, this Sunday coming, we are going to be taking a little drive out to the mountains in west central Maryland. We're going to be going to the Catoctin Mountains. If you ever heard of the presidential retreat known as Camp David, this is very close to Camp David in a piece of land owned by the state of Maryland, Parks and Recreation. And we're just going up for 2 nights, 3 days. We'll come back on Tuesday. And Tuesday night, then I will be driving up with my brother and again, my good friend Ed, to see the second Crimson Interpretation show. Really enjoying it. And then next Saturday, I got 2 great things coming up. First, I have been asked to officiate as a person who will conduct a ceremony for my good friend Sue and new love Dennis, who she became acquainted with first online through a common group talking about firewood. Very innocent topic, firewood, to heat your home. They both heated their home with firewood and wood stoves, and they both were very good at it. Sue always kept at least 4 years of firewood going, so that each year one of those 4 years of wood was cured and ready to start to burn. And it was quite a bit of work. She's Darlene's age, but she's a very wiry individual.
Wiry? She's not wiry.
Well,
she's strong.
She's strong, whatever.
She knows what she's doing about
So
a lot of
we'll-
different things.
We're going to have the pleasure of attending this ceremony. The 2 of them both are widows, so what they're doing instead of marriage is they're asking for
Commitment.
basically a commitment ceremony to bless their relationship as 2 widowers trying to enjoy the rest of their years with companionship and love. So we will be with them for that. Like I said, I'm going to be all dressed up. I even have a shawl, like a real minister, and I have stuff I have to say and recite and read and act real ministerial. She even gave me something to put the papers in, so it looks like I really have an official thing, like a Bible or something, but it's not a Bible.
It's not the imitate a Bible.
It's
She
actually
wouldn't do that.
a memo book or something like that.
And then Monday, we're headed to Florida.
And then we'll, if God forbid, there's no reason why we can't,
Well, we need to.
we have to. We have to figure out what the heck's going on. I don't know. We're supposed to have power back in the neighborhood by next Wednesday.
Well, good. I'm glad it sounds
So
good,
by the
Carson.
time we get down there, should be all that is restored.
We're not having power in our area until Wednesday.
Yeah.
So
So it's the rest of
it
this
makes
weekend.
no sense to go down now.
No sense in running down. And we did check into a flight for
True's
me
been
to fly down.
round trip would have been like $800-900.
$900 for a round trip. So we're just staying out of the area From what we found out today by the guy who tarped up our mobile,
Kenny.
Kenny is his name. Kenny and Melissa, right? Is the couple that know my daughter. They've been friends for almost 20 years now. And man, we were so lucky that they knew each other and they were willing to help us. So we're paying him. We already did, in fact, pay him for the service. But he had to run, find tarps, etc., to then put them up, etc. I think I just already summarized that before. But when he was driving around looking at what had been damaged by this hurricane, he just could not believe the amount of destruction. So many people's homes or businesses, the business structures, damaged, roofs missing. This is going to be a long time to come back from. And we hope we don't have to have any more in this area. Please, if there's any more hurricanes, go the fuck somewhere else. Stay away from Florida.
Is
God.
that going to happen?
Of course, you know that the hurricane season starts in June and ends on New Year's Eve, officially. And officially, things are different than they used to be because this planet we're on is getting hotter. However, it's getting hotter. All I'm saying is it's getting hotter, and when it gets hotter,
Is that called global warming?
we don't want to say that because people don't want to admit that there's any pattern to this. So we won't add controversy as we are a
No.
non-drama channel, and we don't like to have
That's
people
true,
arguing.
Maslow.
We want people to
I
be
do think
loving and caring about one
Helene
another.
went further up the coast.
It did.
Than
It
what
skirted
Milton
us
did.
more, and it spared the inland. This one went through Florida, and as it was tearing through the state, it still maintained wind speeds above 80 and above 100, depending on where you were, and spawned, they think, dozens of tornadoes. And we saw video of some of the tornadoes. Then the other night when this all happened, I got word later, Wesley DeBrow, Dina and Wesley DeBrow were with me when I investigated the Devil's Tree 2 years ago and got to know them. They're a great couple. He was driving from work and spotted this storm, and he had to evade it. He had to change his where he was driving to get home, and then found out when he got home that this one community was a retirement community, 55 and older, active seniors, and there were fatalities, homes destroyed, and people died when this
Yeah.
tornado hit them. They lived down near Port St. Lucie, on the southern part of the eastern side of Florida. Of course,
Yeah,
we're
Asheville
all the other side
got
of the
hit
state.
pretty hard, Miss Glow, which your sister still does not have
Oh,
power.
Asheville, God,
Yeah.
my my uncle Henry, his wife, his first wife, her name was Alice Grubb, and Alice was from where? Asheville, North Carolina. She had a job with the hospital. I think she was an operator for like decades there. And she was a very sweet lady and
Well,
really
here's-
loved our family.
Yeah.
So sadly, her town has taken it so hard. She was originally from Maryland. You know where?
No.
Harvard degrees.
Oh.
Yes. Another nice
Yeah,
town.
Sarasota got it really bad
Yes.
because it hit a little more south than what they originally projected. It was supposed to hit Tampa. And I
Instead.
hate to think what Air
If it
Mobile
had.
would be like now because it missed, well, Tampa got it, but it came in at Sarasota or Siesta Key. I'm not sure
Siesta
which one.
Key, which is actually just a little below Sarasota. So it was even below Sarasota. Siesta
I know.
Key is
and
really
when it actually hit land,
right along the coast. It's that beach, that the best beach in the world. I don't know why they call it that, because it takes an hour
to walk,
walk
down
from
the
the
beach.
parking
it's a
lot
really long
to the
beach.
water's edge, and it is flat. So I know when the storm surge came in, the water came right up and in onto that parking lot. The road was flooded.
There's still standing water in some of the
Yes.
communities today. I saw it on
Yeah,
the news.
especially over towards Orlando. There's a lot more water standing there because the St. Johns River. Whenever you have terribly heavy rainfalls, that floods. It's a
It probably would
strange.
have been, Carson.
It's a strange river. It normally goes from south to north, but during a surge, the water coming in pushes the river to flow backwards or from north to south. And
Well, that happened in Tampa Bay a
Yeah,
couple
it
years
happened-
ago.
it
It
happened-
emptied the bay
Yes.
completely. That was so weird.
it's so weird, yeah.
That was 2 years ago, maybe 3.
So Jimmy, they are opening up Disney tomorrow. Well, Disney, they didn't even close as early as they really should have, but whatever. I mean, open if you wish. I don't know what I would do if I was on vacation. I'd probably kind of avoid that now.
Oh, that's good, Carson.
It's a small world after all. It's kind of no fun to ride that ride when it's underwater, but that's me. I don't know if you like to. That's what all the people, the little singing figurines. Because they're underwater, and you can't hear them. Get it?
All right.
All right, you got it. Ow! This new dart is so nice when it isn't hitting my head.
I had to find a place. Now this.
But that one will
That's
hurt
a
me.
hard dart.
Oh yeah, it's a hard one.
Wherever. I only have one left.
Because you gave away all the old
I
ones.
know. I should have saved some.
You should have saved at least a couple dozen.
I know.
I don't know why you did that. See,
I was stupid.
well, you should have thought about. You want to get it.
But see, I don't like to hurt you, but there are times.
But there are times.
that I really wish I could.
There's times when you want to just bite me and bite my ear and get your teeth
wait
to
a
go
minute.
through.
I want to show you something.
Oh, she hates doing this. Oh God. She licks and nibbles at my ear. Does anybody like this? This is what she does. She thinks it's so fun, and then she breathes in and out of my ear, and it's like, But I have a hearing aid in there, so it
Ew.
it stopped the air from going
Ew.
inside of my ear canal, and it kept her tongue from probing deeply into my auditory canal. And she didn't want to have a wax meal. Oh well, what time is it? It's 7:53 already. I thought we just started. Holy moly, time flies when you're having fun. Cheers, everybody. I hope you're having fun. I hope you
I do
have
too.
things going
Hey,
well for
boatman,
you.
boatman.
Just because, we have tragedy, I hope that all of you watching don't have to share in our misery. And if you don't feel like you have to feel guilty because your home didn't have its roof partially torn off, that you don't have to worry about that. It's okay. You'll get something bad to happen later.
You don't want something bad to happen.
It just
to anybody.
happens. I don't want it.
Ponytail Dungeon Master.
I don't want it to happen, but you know how life is. It's always full of unknowns. And you have to be strong to get through these.
Truck runner, we're going to be in Florida, so we'll probably be working hard on getting the place.
Well, I don't
together.
know, but if we're in Florida for Halloween or Halloween time, we will do something for Halloween. Even if I live in a house that has a partial roof removal, but we still can live in there. We can clean stuff out and
Because, see, when we go down, we're only going to be there for less than a month.
like 4 weeks.
And in that time, what we were hoping to be able to do is change our sleeping arrangements,
And
give mom stuff to people who can enjoy it.
donate her clothing and such, yes.
But now we're also going to have furniture that we have to get rid of.
Yes. So now we will be having to probably
Joanne Wickless, hello there.
have somebody do a dump run for us to get rid of old furnishings and, of course, old roofing material, metal. Well, maybe we can get that recycled.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to Richard.
We have a guy who he owned his own heating and air conditioning company, and he had retired. And then he went through some tough times, unfortunately.
Scott Thomas.
But that brought him to us to work again because he's got a great brain, and he
He's
really
great. He
knows
really
how
is good.
to help guide people in the right direction, and he gets his hands dirty as well. He doesn't mind doing work, and this is a guy that's around 80 years old.
And he takes care of some of the vets who are in the park.
Yet we have
Apparently,
one.
they have some that are extremely old.
Yes, we have one guy over 100 who lives down the street from us on 100, on First Street rather, and he turned 100 last year. He's probably getting close to 101.
That's true. But you know what happened, Jimmy, and to everybody else, you know our favorite neighbor, Jeff, next to us, and how he calls the cops and the fire department on our friends M&G. Well, listen to this. When Helene came through, M&G actually were up here when Helene hit.
Yep,
But they left Friday to go back home.
right.
So Helene hit, I think it was on a Thursday.
Okay.
They left here on a Friday. They got home on a Saturday. So that was 3 days
Yes.
since Helene hit.
2 days to
They
drive
went
down.
in their backyard.
Yep.
They put a fire in their fire pit. 3 days after Helene hit, he calls the fire department
this
because
jerk,
they have
a fire.
A fire.
And he
Yeah.
does this every time he smells some smoke. He calls the fire department.
But the thing is, it's 3 days after Helene.
So-
all the EMTs,
they're still responding to people
responding.
who have been affected.
so they, pull up. M&G, bring them in.
Show them what they
Their
got.
fire pit is perfectly safe. There's nothing wrong with it. They can
So-
put a fire in it whenever they want. So they went over and
This time,
paid a visit to
They paid
Jeff
a visit to
with
Jeff
sirens and lights going.
with their truck, and they pulled right up in front of his place with the sirens and the lights. And then they got out and they went to his door and they talked to him. And they basically impressed upon him how much of a piece of shit he is for trying
we
to
don't
call.
know what they actually said.
Well, I'm just going to extrapolate what I would say if I was the fire captain. Listen,
Dickhead.
numbnuts, you don't call your fire department when your neighbor is having a little fire in a fire ring. It's totally okay. You can smell it every day. I don't give a shit. It's not illegal. Up your ass with a rubber hose.
That is not what they said. And, you know
And he
that.
said, and our hoses are even bigger in diameter. We'll
Bend
take care of
over,
any
Rover."
polyps. Bend over. We're about to give you 120 pounds per square inch up your rectum. And the whole time he had his axe, his little coat, his little plastic hat with the weird thing in the back. I don't know why they have that.
But everything that was going on down there after Helene, before Milton,
Yeah.
and you don't recognize that you need your emergency responders available for
Right.
really.
Here is the funny clincher. This guy was actually in the armed services.
Yes. But Dale Granny, hello
He
there.
was sent to Afghanistan to fight. He served as a medic. A medic. Someone who's
Scott
supposed to
Thomas.
care about other people
And he definitely was harmed protecting
protecting
military
somebody.
personnel.
So good for him. He did the right thing. But since that time, and when he returned home from Afghanistan, we're talking when it was new conflict, not at the end. Okay? We heard through someone else that his own father didn't recognize his son in terms of the way he conducted himself, how he spoke. He was not the same boy who he had raised. And they adopted him. And his father became a minister, but he was a army chaplain and was in Korea, I think.
Oh, he definitely suffers from PTSD. I definitely
and if
agree.
it was strictly a mental illness issue, and I still, even though he's a dick, I have empathy for him suffering the way he does, and he has a terrible back that he got injured.
Amy
serving.
Hackey, hi! Haven't seen you
Amy,
for a while.
Good
In
to have
Vermont.
you. Happy cocktails to Vermont. I got a series of text messages, chatted with Tay from Vermont. And he was very kind in reaching out to us about our unfortunate situations. And, you know, of course, Montpelier,
Stephen O'Neill.
Vermont went through a hell of a lot with floods this year and last year, I think, too. So he hopes that things keep going well. They're enjoying great tourism. The weather is getting beautiful. The trees are beautiful. I would love to see some photos, Amy, if you were so sweet to do so.
Hey, Scott Thomas.
Send us by
Cheers.
email a couple of photos of some beautiful colors. You know, and here in Maryland, we had a drought pretty much most of the year. So the trees will not be giving us a lot of a display.
We're hoping we see some this weekend, though.
But we're going out to, like I said, West Central Maryland, north of what's called Frederick, Maryland, and near Camp David in the Catoctin Mountains. It's called Cunningham Falls State Park. And if the weather's nice enough, I think we should try to walk up to the platform that leads us to the waterfall, get some video.
Well, we do have
Handicap
handicap
tag.
parking because neither one of us can walk.
Well, I'm walking better, thank
trail.
God. But I'm not walking that trail. It's like
No.
uphill, 5 miles one way, and lots of rocks. And we did do it when we were younger, and poor Darlene stumbled and fell several times, face planted.
No, one time.
Oh, was it just
because
one?
I had a big pack on my back and it's like, boom,
And why did I
Face
make
down.
you carry a pack?
because you could. What can I say? It was me, Jen, and you.
Yeah.
I'm sure you had a pack.
I guess I
I'm sure
did,
I had
too.
a pack.
I don't know
Jen
what
didn't
the
have
hell
a
we
pack.
have in the pack. We weren't like backpacking. It just was lunch.
It was lunch and whatever you thought we needed.
Oh my God.
Thank God you weren't
brought
doing
it
this,
up- I
and we
guess
would have had a light.
We'd
we
have had
would
an emergency supplies. That's also the time that, as we were walking to the waterfall, and I think then maybe it was when we were coming back.
Coming back, you're talking about the attack of
Yes, the attack. You know what yellow jackets are? They're a kind of a wasp. They grow or build a nest in the ground. So on this trail we were walking, my daughter,
That we need. That's what we need.
Jen, this is when she was like maybe 10 or 12, and she stepped on a yellow jacket nest, unknown, of course, walking along, and got attacked by a couple yellow jackets.
She took off like a
And
colt.
she ran.
She was like, I don't know how
she
she
was like
stayed
a
on her
wild pony running amok down this hill that we had just ascended. And I ran after her. I'm yelling,
feet.
telling her to stop.
Before you ran out, because I had a yellow
Oh, and
jacket
she had a bee
in
and,
my hand,
and it was
and
like
you could see it just twisting around.
Yeah, it was like-
he looks. I said, "Go after her." And then when he came back, he pulled it out.
And here in Maryland, when we get to this time of year, even September, earlier in September, the yellow jackets start to act crazy and aggressive. And they're
Yellow
in your
jackets are
face,
aggressive,
they're trying to
period.
get in your food, and they really ruin a picnic. They really do, because they're just so aggressive. They're not like a honeybee or whatever that, it'll leave you alone. Or if you just give it a little something, it'll be happy to enjoy that and leave you alone. Do that to a yellow jacket, it's still in your face.
Yeah.
Damn things.
Well, we had to find somebody who would pick up a bunch of furniture that we didn't need anymore. And my first go-to is Habitat for Humanity.
Yes.
But the thing is, they no longer
Come inside.
come
apparently.
inside. You have
Thank
to
you,
have it.
DJ.
You have to have it outside for them to do it. Well, guess what? We can't do that. So we did find a local organization. It's called Second Chance.
Yes.
It's a nonprofit organization. They do a lot of different things. I
They
think
give
as people are,
offenders a second chance in life.
that's true, but they
They-
also will help take down buildings, and they save the bricks and anything that's salvageable,
Or
and
major
they will
major
resell it.
beams, things like
Yeah.
that.
And they have their Belloc Diner was a big diner in the area
Right, for
quite a
years.
few years
Very
ago.
popular.
They have that sign
They
in
saved
their
that sign.
store.
So the sign is there. if you
So
wanted to
different
buy
things
that.
like that they
So
do.
it could be a cool place to go and tour, maybe to buy some of these saved materials. And if you do buy from them, they use that money to help reinvest and do more good for others.
So we
it's
did,
a good group.
We had stuff upstairs. We had stuff in the basement. We had a bunch of stuff on this
So was
floor.
it 3 guys, I think?
Yeah, I think it was 3 guys. We gave them
And,
all a tip.
Gave them all a tip. They did a very nice job. Were very respectful the whole time. It was very good. So if you're in this area, especially if you're a Baltimorean and you do have leftover good stuff that would be donatable, but this is a group you might want to check out first.
Habitat does the same thing.
But you
It's
have to
just
put
that
it
they would
outside.
not come in to the house.
So
and we
if you
needed
can't
somebody who would come
physically
in.
pick up stuff, or you don't have a yard that has a place where you could do that, or the weather's inclement, you got this other company. They actually got the stuff on a rainy day.
And they took some stuff because you do have to send them a photo of everything. And let me
Yeah,
tell you,
everything's got to be approved. They have to know
but
what you're
the
getting.
one piece of furniture that I thought for sure they wouldn't take,
Mm-hmm.
they did. And that was your dad's old
Chair.
chair that was upstairs. It was stained. I mean, it was comfortable and
It's
it
a-
worked.
it was a lazy boy. It was a very low to the floor design, and it had like a tweed kind of a covered, fabric.
But they even took that.
So we got a lot of stuff out of here, and that was a very big help. We
Oh, that's great, Jimmy. Rick, I'm thinking of bringing a pie or something to that WW2 vet and his wife for Thanksgiving.
oh
I know
great.
they are alone. I got their address from that night. I had to give them directions. That's
Oh
wonderful.
man, that's so great. When we were, and we don't do this anymore, and we really should still try to help, but whatever. We used to be a little more involved when we were younger.
We're not younger anymore.
I know. And either through the church or through, actually we had a group of adults that met and had social activities that were all members of my church, and we decided to sponsor families for the holidays. So a meal at Thanksgiving included, a turkey and all of the supplies you need to do a meal. And we would bring that to the family before Thanksgiving, usually like the weekend prior to Thanksgiving, we do the deliveries. And then Christmas time again, a meal for Christmas and also at least a gift for each child. What do you think of that idea? And you work with some other people so that you all can help what you can money-wise to buy these things. Or maybe you could just facilitate donations from people or different stores, grocery stores, whatever, to do something like that. Well, I'll tell you one thing that you get when you give like this, an immense feeling of personal gratitude for your own blessings and that you were able to touch somebody else. It just felt phenomenal. And I did this also with my granddaughter as she was with us, and we had her for a couple of years to raise her early on. And we did that with Jennifer as well. So they both got to see this as an example in life: giving, caring. So you do all those things at the same time, especially if you involve your
Thank you,
kids.
DJ Infinity.
Thank you, DJ. And I'm glad that, oh, you saw Unsolved Mysteries, something, I don't know what that was, but he went to a very nice resort. O'Neill.
Oh, thank you,
Thank
Stephen.
you, Stephen O'Neill. Thank you so much. Well, we hope things work out. You know, that's all we can do is be hopeful.
Yeah, we talked a little bit today about the costs and what we should do. And if there's any way that we can do it, we do want to keep the place. We enjoy going down there.
Oh my gosh, we love it there.
So,
This guy, DJ, or Justin, I know him as, of course, DJ Infinity X1, he went to a beautiful little beach community, and he just described a little bit ago a lovely crab avocado omelet type thing.
see, I wouldn't like that as an omelet.
No?
No, I'm weird with my eggs.
Weird with your eggs.
Yeah. I love avocado, I love crab, and I could do crab and avocado, but I don't know if I could do it in an egg. Just like M&G, when they have crab cake left over,
Yeah.
he'll make an omelet the next day with crab meat in it.
Yeah.
To me, I want my
Well-
egg and cheese and onion and
Well,
peppers and that
one
type
thing-
of stuff.
They eat, mostly it's Alaskan king crab. That's the crab they get. And I have to say the king crab does
It's
have a
good.
nice sweet taste.
It is good.
But, you know, it's kind of a pain with those long gangly legs.
Oh, and their
all
little
that jazz.
legs aren't.
Well, you don't
A
usually
blue
mess
crab.
with the little one. Blue crab, yeah.
Yeah.
So, we spoiled them by bringing down crab cakes made here in Baltimore by a company, and there's a handful, 6 or 8 of the companies that create the best crab cake. This is one of them.
It is the best.
You think it's the
I
best?
judge all crab cakes on
Well,
them.
there's
Don't you?
well, I think that I compare them in my mind. I do.
Yeah. I mean,
So we did have a
we
good
did
crab
have good one
cake.
at Valley View.
But even I think
And
a little
Pappas.
better, the Pappas crab cake
Yes,
really
was better.
surprised me.
And surprised us because they had gone downhill, but they
But
came back up.
So, you know, places, I guess, they
They try to skimp, and then they
and
realize
then
it's
they
not
realize
worth it.
that's shooting themselves in the foot, especially when the competition is fairly stiff, and we
Hey,
have
Scott Bagley.
we have the supply locally, plus we have the connections
Hey, Chris
for
Roche.
a good supply of the Gulf crabs.
Who?
Maryland, we eat a lot of
but
crabs from
the thing
Louisiana.
Is, Cocos are supposed to be blue crab.
Well, they're blue crab. They just catch them in the Louisiana.
Yeah. It's not a problem.
I'm not saying it's a problem.
But anyway, Cocos to me, that's what I judge all.
K-O-C-O.
It was named
apostrophe
after
S.
a parrot.
Named after a parrot. Was owned by the parents. Then the kids took over, and they still operate. They have a small little operation. It's called Lauraville. It's a neighborhood down Harford
Oh, really,
Road.
Jimmy Rick? It started in Houston? I thought it was a local company.
So what? Pappas?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know about Pappas being, but
Well, he's saying Pappas. We're saying Papa. I don't know.
well, it's spelled the same.
Seafood, yeah.
It used to be called Wargo's. Do you remember that?
No.
Okay, so
I never remember. I didn't grow up in this area. Hey, Krabby.
And the place across the street was another company that sold the raw stuff. So this was bought eventually by Wargo's, and then Wargo's was bought by Pappas. And so if Pappas is not just a local company, if they're multiple state, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised. But we're lucky to have good quality blue
But
crab.
anyway, let me get back.
So
I compare all crab cakes
all right, to Coco.
to Coco's. That's like 10. And-
That's a 10. So if you get some crab somewhere else, it's a 6, a 7 compared to a 10.
Yeah, and it can still be good,
Yeah,
but it's just not there.
yeah.
So when we go down to Florida, and we'll do it this time, I'll get them early, we'll freeze them.
We'll freeze
take
them
crab
and
cakes
take them down. And you know what they already have told us? Our friends M&G have already told us that we can stay in their place until our place is habitable. So I don't know. We might be there. And but it's just nice to have people that care about you that much. That right away, before you even say a word, they say to you, of course, you can stay with us. Now, I think my one friend, M, may be local at some time today.
Yeah, sometime tonight. Because
His,
they went to Georgia, and I believe G is still in Georgia
Yes,
with L, her daughter-in-law,
right.
who is currently pregnant.
Yep.
And M and his stepson M, M, headed back home.
Because they
So
both
that
had
was
to.
yesterday.
They both had to get back to work.
Yeah. So
Because Mike, oops,
that was the other
friend,
M.
our friend M, is a building manager of like a very tall building. I don't know, 16-story something.
we
like
were
that.
in it. We were on the top floor.
Yeah, we were up at the top,
and that's in St. Pete.
and that's like it's like a full city block sized building. So, if you have any sense of understanding of building maintenance and preventative
Krabby,
maintenance,
we'd
and
have
all,
to talk about that because
runs that,
Maryland, New
basically.
Orleans with crab, with seafood, we'll have to go back and forth.
So.
I will make you the best steamed shrimp you have ever had.
Oh.
Or peel and eat shrimp, whatever you call them.
It's because we have a couple things we've learned here that we think make the shrimp taste so good.
You need sweet onion, and you need mustard seed, and you need Old Bay seasoning.
And then one last thing might be some beer.
Yeah, beer and vinegar in a steamer, and you stir up the shrimp and the onion and the Old Bay and the mustard seeds. That's a must. That's a secret.
It's mustard seeds. So when you eat the crab, the shrimp, they're a little messy because they got bits of that stuck to them, and you peel off the shell, but they're deveined and whatever you call it. So they're easy peel. Who likes shrimp? Who enjoys some nice shrimp when they go out sometimes? You buy a pound of steamed shrimp, whatever.
It sounds interesting. When we finally make it to Australia, you'll have to show us.
The
The
Australian,
blue swimmer crab is amazing.
Guess what? We call our blue crab the beautiful swimmer as well.
Or they call it the
So-
blue swimmer.
So, beautiful, blue, whatever. Crabs are so neat, the blue crab. It swims sideways. Not straight, not backwards. It swims sideways. And they're just so cool to watch that they actually can swim. They don't just
Well-
crawl on the bottom.
Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you something my grandfather told me.
Oh no.
Yes. He would not eat crabs. We grew up, crabs were like a special thing. We would get it maybe once every couple months because we were a lower middle class working family. And we really enjoyed the crabs. My grandfather, he actually was a licensed plumber. But he told me, I'll never eat crabs. And I had to find out why. They're so good. He goes, they're scavengers.
Yeah, right.
They
are.
eat whatever they can find. They don't care what it is. And then but the story he told me, I don't know if he knew this for sure or if it was a story given to somebody, given back, is that in the morgue, when they got bodies, they'd have to get
Jimmy,
the crabs off the bodies.
roaches of the sea is what I just got from Jimmy,
From Jimmy
Rick.
Rick, yeah.
Roaches of the sea. Well, they taste a lot better than the roaches in your house, Jimmy. I've tasted them and they're not that good.
But that's what my grandfather said. I'll never eat crabs.
Of course, I
'cause they're
usually
scavengers.
just
They eat
smash
whatever
them
they
and
can.
eat them raw. So
You didn't smash anything, can eat it raw.
if you smash a roach and it has that stuff squirt out that's called their bodily fluids,
Oh, that's right.
And they
I know
still
about
live?
the apron spin.
that's a bad roach.
That's true. He did a good description.
So
if it looks
Bobby-
like the Washington Monument, it's a male. If it looks like the Capitol building, it's a female.
Ah,
Yeah, you can tell. And when I was a kid, you could only buy male crabs.
right.
It was illegal to pull female crabs out of the water.
Because why do you want to take away the egg
But
layers?
that has changed.
But they started to allow off-season harvesting, and in Virginia it's bad. They actually dredge into the mud to get the port crabs,
Oh.
which in the end of the fall, before the winter, what they do after they've made it and all, they get into the mud to overwinter. You know, the water temperature goes down to 40, 45 degrees. So they basically hibernate.
I believe
But,
you,
you know,
Crabby.
in Maryland, it's not, you can't dredge for crabs, period. Virginia, you can. So what do you think happens
That's true,
to the
Ponytail. I agree.
areas that can be dredged up? You disturb the bottom, you get some crabs, you get lots of females. That takes away from the ultimate population the next year by taking away the egg layers. And you disturb the environment, you kill other creatures at the same time as you add sediment pollution or removal of
Are they
vegetated
really, Ponytail?
aquatic plants.
Excuse me.
What do you think? Am I doing pretty good on that, Spin Dallas, in terms of pointing out the damage caused by dredging of crabs in the winter? Did I do okay? I was actually a student of the College of Agriculture in the University of Maryland, and I
I'm so
graduated.
sorry, guys.
God bless you.
Yeah,
Graduated
you
a
are
long time ago, 1981. So, yes, I actually have a degree in agriculture. My major was conservation. Unfortunately, due to
Excuse me.
economic
I'm so sorry.
situations
Thank
at the
you,
time,
K1ish.
around
Thank you,
1981 and after, I never was able to utilize what my education gave me.
Oh, thank you, Ponytail.
So
That's German, right?
I ended up in health and safety, and then health care and public health. I utilized the, brain cells which were trained
Thanks, Shaylee. That's right. Don't forget to like the
at
stream.
college, but
Thanks, Krabby.
a lot of things I
Jimmy?
studied I never got to really apply. Oh,
I
well.
think I'm just allergic to him, Mega.
Yeah, I have some kind of a dander, and I must be. Look at that! I did this and made her have to sneeze.
And you're gonna do it again. Why? Hey!
Don't tell her. Oh shit!
What?
I just saw a replay
Yes, I am.
of myself, and I was being bad.
Hey!
All right, so Shaylee just posted a link. If you would like to goof around some more, and the 49 of you, I never even kept hounding you about clicking the like button.
Hey!
50 of you now. After we say goodbye
Yes,
and we
I am,
close the
Scott.
show, you could go to our Discord playground that was created by fans of Cocktail Hour with Rick and the Rick Serra channel, thinking about what you might do if you like this kind of stuff that I exude. So
I am allergic to your dander.
I guess so. That's the way it goes.
See,
And then-
as a kid,
John
Wait a
C.
minute,
has
let's
shared
say
also the link to my official Facebook page, the
Thank
Rick
you,
Serra
Carson.
Facebook page, which unfortunately my old Facebook page was destroyed about 2 years ago. So this one is not doesn't have as many people contacted. If you're a Facebook person and you
thank
don't
you,
mind,
everybody.
please share if you
Please.
see a Facebook post by me from my channel or for any kind of event for my channel. I'd
Okay,
really
can I say
appreciate it.
something now?
Yes.
As a kid, I used to suffer nosebleeds, and sometimes they got so bad I was taken to the ER.
And you have to have like
And at one point in
Cauterized.
time, I had to have my nose cauterized. Well, over the years, every so often, I would have a nosebleed. I'm used to it. It doesn't really give me a hard time,
it doesn't have
but
much.
you don't know how long they're going to last. And everybody wants you to put your head back. I can't do that. If I put my head back, guess what?
It's all back here.
I'm
Choking her.
juking up the blood.
Yeah.
I can't do it, but I know what to do and I handle it.
She had a bad one.
I
Was
had
it
a
2
bad
days
one
ago?
2 days ago. It took over an hour for it to stop bleeding.
And what her nose does, when it finally stops that bleeding, it's only because a big clot forms inside of her nose. And then maybe 10, 20 minutes after the bleeding stopped, maybe a little longer, she can clear out her nostrils and catch that big clot.
Thank you, Mega. I
It's
have been
really
eating it
gross and disgusting. It'd be a good thing for me to show if
too. And
I
I
had
make
a Patreon
sure I
channel.
show him. I said, look.
Yeah. And I rubbed it all over my face, and then
Oh, God, now
I
we
had
did.
a ceremony. Ow! She hit me in the head again. Ow, man, it echoed.
Well, I'm glad I got you.
Echo! Echo! Oh well. So we are getting close to that 8:30. It's 8:28 my time, at least. But it's nice that
Where am I supposed to put the spit,
only
John
two
C?
times we totally blacked out during the show, where we still had audio, but it was black.
Hey, Mary
I don't
Hurd.
know what happened, but it didn't totally stop the transmission, so at least that was good.
You put it on your
Thank
finger
you
and
for
then up
sticking
your nose?
around in the dark with Darlene and Rick. It was spooky and scary,
Hey, the Rev.
but we tried to talk our way through
Truth's
it.
not a problem.
It's not a problem.
Or, okay, I'll try that, John C. I'd
what did
rather
you
use
think?
if you put spit like on a Q-tip or your finger, I'll say a Q-tip, and you put it up there, it's supposed to help stop the bleeding.
Your spit, your saliva,
Yes.
which actually helps to
Get it really wet. Okay, I'll try that next time.
John C. Now, your saliva can
Deplorable,
dissolve
deplorable 123. Yay. But we're
proteins,
just about ready to
right?
cut off.
Your saliva can pre-digest protein. And that's what your blood is going to be made of, right? So you take your spit, you stick it up inside of your nose, and
Ooh,
you're
Jimmy.
rubbing the inside of your nose where you might be forming a clot, and you remove that by hitting it with saliva, which dissolves protein. Now, where did you get that idea, John? I want to find out, because scientifically it just doesn't hold water, buddy.
Tell him to shut the fuck
I mean,
up.
I love you, buddy, but I'm saying this spit on a Q-tip thing really, it sounds weird to me.
Hey, potato cartoff 25.
Anybody else? Come on,
Rick,
chime in on John
work-
C's
let me
spit
see.
on a Q-tip.
Working in the ER for years, John C. said.
Oh, working in the ER for years. I inspected ERs
Let me
for
tell
years.
you, I remember
I
going
didn't
to
work in
the
any
ER.
of those.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, you tell
For
me.
my nosebleeds several times as a kid, and let me tell you,
How many times did they spit in your nose?
they never did. But let me tell you, they were mean and nasty, and they kept sticking stuff up my nose. They
Why?
didn't care how much it hurt
They're
because they were.
supposed to be nice.
No, they're not.
Oh,
They
they're
should be, but they're not.
I told her this a long time ago. You know, I did have several different jobs in different settings. I worked in industry for a company that manufactured, so I got to know what it was like to work for that kind of an operation. I worked in a small local government office. I worked in a state of Maryland program that was very large. Both of the state and the local were related to environment and things like that.
The
The
road.
point I'm trying to raise is I had all these different workplaces, and then finally I ended up working in healthcare. Of all the type of jobs I worked in, the worst and the most backstabbing a type of business I ever worked in was healthcare.
Yay, Amy.
Healthcare is run largely by women, and women in healthcare were so vindictive and evil and conniving and backstabbing and even where I used to work and retired from, there used to be a lesbian control society that ran the whole agency. Now, several of the people who were a part of this eventually retired or left, but it was like for 8 years at least, the major leaders were
Thank
all
you, Mary.
women, and they were all either originally lesbian or they became gay after they divorced and had a heterosexual relationship. My supervisor and then her supervisor were lovers. And the office allowed this shit.
Rick, get off your high horse.
Well, I'm just trying to think of something to say instead of providing you with empty space. The point is, healthcare, which I thought
Hey,
was
David
supposed
T.
to be a more loving, caring, considerate type of business, I found people didn't act as kind and loving as they did in other businesses. Not even as good as construction workers. They were nicer to each
Rick,
other.
the thing is, because you were there, but let's say goodnight.
Why?
Get off your, because
It's
after-
8:34. We don't have to worry about next door right this second. So, and these people are lit and holding on to every word. And they're buzzed. Drinking, eating gummies, probably smoking cannabis or hashish at home. It's a good time.
Good night.
I don't want to do it to you yet. But are we going to just stay here and go to bed, or are we going to do something tonight?
What would you like to do?
Well, I think there's something happening at a establishment that I know where to drive to.
They close. The band stops.
At 8:30 is when they started.
No, they start at 6.
No, they didn't.
You talking about racers?
No, I'm talking about the place in Dundalk where
Oh, that's not tonight,
outage
that's
is.
tomorrow.
It's tomorrow?
Yeah,
It's not tonight?
I don't think
I
it's
think it's
tonight.
tonight.
Well, say goodnight and we'll check it
Well,
out.
it's something. So I'm pointing out that I might see a live band. Hint, hint, hint. If you aren't subscribed, please subscribe. Click the bell for all. Because there may be a phase 2 where a little bit more buzzed version of Rick is now broadcasting live and letting you enjoy the sounds of a cover band. So just be alert if you might be open-minded for that. Just be ready by clicking that bell for all the bell tolls that way. I thank you for your attention. And my wife she's getting a little bit horny. She keeps grabbing me under the table, playing with my ding dong. So maybe we should retire, and I will let her then crawl under the table and get to business.
Good night, guys.
Honey, thank you so much. I really appreciate your warm hands on my bumpy skin.
Good night.
Bumpy. Hi. I'm really not totally schnookered. I'm just trying to be a little amusing. Thank you for sticking around. I hope you had fun. We'll be back next week, somehow, live, with the band Madhouse performing. Don't forget, it's live music next Friday with Madhouse playing the music of Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath. Tell your friends. We'll see you next week. Have a nice weekend. Love you all. Hugs. Thank you for all the good vibes and love you've sent us tonight. And peace. Good night.